Last time we interviewed you in 2015, you were in Ventura,
right.
Beautiful Ventura.
Yes.
And now you've returned to the LA area.
Yes.
I know a lot of things have changed here in terms of traffic and gentrification, all that. Aside from those very real things, have you noticed that the way the industry works has changed?
Totally. It's completely different. In so many ways. Like, so, all right, 2015. So that's 4 years, 4.5 maybe. Like everything's like the onset of streaming is probably the largest difference. The onset of YouTube influencers becoming millionaires on YouTube. Huge difference. The changes we've had in politics, the changes that we've had in culture. Yeah, it's way different now. There are sections of people that just can't get stuff done no more, you know, because they're not the right fit for the way the world is. So yeah, there's been a lot of differences, a lot of changes.
When you've tried to get in front of someone to pitch or whatever it is, get a project together, do you notice changes in that in terms of how it used to be? I don't know how long you'd been gone from LA.
Yeah, I mean, I am now in that sort of midway point where I'm interested in doing independent things, but it's sort of evolved itself into a higher level. So there's more money involved, and because there's more money involved, there's more necessities.
Oh, like what?
When you're asking folks for more money, they want some sort of assurance that they're going to get some return on their investment. More often than not, a great script is not that to them, no matter how great they believe it is. It's about eyeballs. How can I get a ton of eyeballs on this thing so that I can turn a profit, get my money back, and turn a profit? There's a lot of stuff going on right now. So they need name attachments, director attachments, something, you know. It's why they keep making superhero movies. That's why. Like everybody's like, oh, and I know people love them and they should because there's a huge worldwide market for that. But they keep making them because there's a huge worldwide market for that, you know? So it's like, hey, I want to make a movie about flowers in the sun. I want to make a movie about Iron Man. We're going to go Iron Man because there's a lot more there. And, you know, some people love it, some people hate it, but you got to respect it. That's what that is. You can't get around that. So you got to be able to understand the business that you're in. It's one thing to stick to your guns creatively, and I'm totally down for that. I completely respect that because I think you have to be that way, especially in this business because it can get very dogged. But you also have to respect the industry and the way it works.
A lot of people say it's not place, it's just your work that gets it noticed. So having moved like 2 hours now back,
Yeah.
Do you feel that it's easier to get stuff done now that you're here in LA or get stuff seen rather than being just a short drive away, a beautiful train ride away?
Yeah.
In a town that is gorgeous and you can find a nice place to have lunch. I don't know how, you know, there's like an urgency to areas too. I've heard the same about San Diego, even though it's, again, 2 hours from LA. The urgency maybe isn't the same as when you're in LA. Things move faster.
Yeah, of course. It's a big city. You know, Ventura is not. But that's not the reason. I mean, the reason is who you're working with and how much work you're putting in. You know, I mean, if I was working with like a really great production company, right? And I was still in Ventura at the time, I don't think there would have been any sort of time difference or difference in getting stuff done. It's just, just more driving back and forth to meetings and stuff. I don't think if you live in, Nebraska, it's better to be in LA because there's more stuff happening in LA than in Omaha. But, if you're just talking about, an hour or two drive difference, that's not any different. It's just a matter of like how much work you're putting in. And maybe it's easier to be lazy if you're not in town. Perhaps it's easier if you're in Ventura, or like say San Diego or wherever. Perhaps it's easier to not put in the work because maybe it's perceived as being harder, but it's not.
Do you think there's an energy here in LA that pushes you to keep working, whereas maybe Ventura, it's too comfortable, it's too like, yeah, I can find a parking spot at the beach, no problem. I know we talked about that, I think, last time.
Yeah.
And here, man, you will drive around the block. Okay, do I really want to pay $20 to park in this lot?
Right.
Where I'm going to have to park at the very end.
Right. No, for sure. I mean, listen, if you live in a basketball town and you like croquette, it's going to be very hard for you. But if you move to a town where they love croquette, you're probably going to play a lot more croquette. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're in the city where it's happening. There's definitely a bigger, larger energy that's happening in Los Angeles. Not everybody, but a lot of folks are connected to the entertainment industry. People are moving and shaking. There's a lot of ideas floating around. You probably can connect to people that are part of your tribe easier because they've already made the commitment and they're here and they're doing stuff. I always admire people. I meet people that come here and they're working and they're from like Sweden. You know what I mean? And it's like, so you lived like in Sweden and you spoke Swedish, but you wanted to make movies. So you left everything you knew and you learned a different language and you got on a plane without any guarantee of anything. And you took a one-way ticket trip to Los Angeles and figured out how to like get an apartment and get a job so that you could pursue this thing. Like dude, my hat is off to anybody who makes that trip. I just had to drive down from Ventura. That's nothing. There are people coming here from countries, you know what I mean? Like they're leaving their families behind. They're like, suffering through holidays alone, lonely because they believe in something. Like, there's no way you can not respect that type of person.
Do you think it makes you more competitive being here?
Probably.
Are you competitive?
No. Nah.
Can you still be successful and not be competitive?
I hope so. I don't know. No. I think you got to do what you do and then find folks to dig what you do. You can get mad about something or somebody is doing something similar to you, and that's fine. But then that's a lot of energy of yours that could be spent creating something else of yours spent on hating this person. And they don't give you time back, which is my understanding. I don't know. I don't know if you get to the end and then they go, well, you saved some time, so here's another year and a half. I don't know that happens. So, I think it's better to just be mindful of your own track, which again is why I'm always saying more than one thing. Always create. Always, 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 always. Especially like if you really dig something, like if you've got a lot of stuff and you really want to do something a certain way, if you've got more content, you've got the option to save that. Like I have a catalog of projects and I have it split. Like this is the stuff I want to do my way. And this is the stuff we're selling. And we really like this, but we want to add a raccoon to it. Do it. Do it. That raccoon could end up making $200 million at the box office. And then I can pull this thing out and I can say, okay, remember that movie I made with you with the raccoon made all that money? I want you to make this movie now. And they'll go, all right, you gave us the raccoon. So, I think it's important to have that. It's not easy necessarily. I mean, everybody's wired differently, but I think the more stuff you can stockpile, the better.